Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. And in today's video, we are going to be doing a dodge guide. So what I mean by this is basically a guide on dodging, right? And basically dodge is of course the move that you can use with spacebar currently. Accessible to almost every single character in the game currently. Let's see right here. Dodge, quick shift to enemy attacks. It consumes 100 points of stamina, and you have a total of 3 stamina points, which is showcased in each bar here. You have 100 points of stamina, and you will use an entire, basically an entire point of dodge every single time you click spacebar. You'll use the entire bar. Now this bar quickly charges when you're not using it, so it's fine. So if you're just spamming spacebar as fast as you can to dodge, you're gonna have actually 4 dodges because there's 3 bars, but it'll slowly regenerate 1 bar, and then you'll become depleted, and then it'll turn into red. And I'll talk about that later. There's some characters that don't have dodge, such as Saitama and Peri Peri Prisoner, where they just don't have dodge. And there's also some players some characters that benefit from dodge, such as some characters being Speedo Sound Sonic and characters with an accurate dodge, which is basically when you dodge in a certain small window, smaller than your immunity frames that you get when you dodge, you get a bonus. For example, Speedo Sound Sonic and Atomic Samurai. These two benefit from dodging, and it is a skill, I guess a skilled character because of how much it relies on dodging. But let's get straight into this. Let's go to free training, Swift attacks, and I'll show you guys how to dodge. So, of course, dodging, pretty simple and straightforward. You just click spacebar when you're about to get attacked. And as you can see, one of my accurate dodge perks is I turn purple when my after image gets hit. So after image is right here. If it gets broken, of course, right there you get your purple. So that's just something I like to briefly talk about, is the perks of accurate dodging. Even Tatsumaki has accurate dodging, Lily has accurate dodging, Stinger does with his Q ability though, not his spacebar. This guy does, this guy kind of does, Saitama does. There's so many, most characters, actually not most, but a lot of these characters do benefit from accurate dodging. It's a very good skill to learn to dodge, of course. Now this is kind of beginners oriented, but I will get into more advanced stuff. So of course most of my audience is pretty advanced, so of course I'll talk about that. But let's go on to the affixes real quick. And there's actually a couple affixes that can help your dodge. I'm probably just going to use a character that doesn't have any affixes on them that buff their dodge, just to make it more simple, but here's a couple. Of course we have, we have Acute Insight. So what this does is it increases the judgment time of accurate dodge. So basically it'll widen the window that you have with your accurate dodge, right? So you'll have more of a window, so you can actually hit accurate dodges more, even if your timing's slightly off, which can really benefit you. It can benefit characters that have accurate dodge moves, only those characters being Atomic Samurai, again, Speedo Sound Sonic, Lily, even Stinger with an accurate dodge that isn't on his spacebar. But this can help you with those moves. But if you are a very, very skilled player, you don't need this because you'll hit the accurate dodges anyway. But again, this is a very useful affix that you can use on the side if you wanted to. And then there's a second one, which is weird. It's kind of an anomaly. Like, I don't know why you would use this or not, but it's called Swift Moves. Basically, it increases your dodge distance. So there's actually a few characters that I've known that actually have kind of different dodges. They just feel different, right? Sonic has a really clunky dodge because of his after image behind him, so he's actually pretty slow on that end. While you have Saitama, that is actually, I actually made him have more dodge distance so he can dodge around easier. I'll try to showcase that, and I'll try to put like a a side-by-side comparison. Now that's gonna be an editing challenge for me, but here it is, right? So I'm on tile 1 right here. Right here, I'm on this tile. I'm gonna dodge once. It's gonna take me up to here. So let's just say I'm in front of Crablante, right? I'm standing where Crablante is. Let's stand right beside him. If I can get my character to actually move, right? Boom. All the way over here. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tiles, right? 5 tiles I just dodged with the affix fully maxed, so that's 2 out of 2, right? And Sonic has a clunkier dodge, I think. It just feels weird, like I said. But it's a good dodge, but it just doesn't move as fast. So let's see here. Yeah, wow. What the fuck? Look at this. So let's just say I'm here, right? That's 1, 2, 3. 3 only, and I had 5. So I moved 2 extra tiles with Saitama. And that's only up to here, which is a very short dodge. Let's just say I'm trying to get away from something. And it has a delay, look. It has a pretty big delay. Because he's spawning that clone of his, right? He's leaving it behind and then dashing forward. So it is kind of weird in terms of delay. Where Saitama is very snappy, right? He just jumps forward. And let's go for a more average character. Let's say Moomin Rider. In fact, he's kind of below average, but let's see how he does in terms of his dodging. I don't know if it'll be the same or not, but no. Oh, this is a very slow dodge. You can see, like, look, he's a little bit of a delay, like Sonic. He only moves that much, right? Which is very interesting, and I'm gonna keep testing out characters as I go, because I haven't actually looked into this too much. But let's try a My Mask. A My Mask is on the quicker side. That's what I'd think, right? So Moomin Rider actually dives the slowest, and look how like snappy this guy's one is, right? It just dashes forward, just straight off the bat. Yeah, as you can see, 1, 2, 3. So I think most of them are around the same, but I really like My Mask's dodge because it's just very quick. Like, look at that. It just moves insanely fast right off the bat. Very good acceleration, so it feels very fluid. That's why My Mask, I feel like, was one of the faster characters. So I just want to put that out of the way. Now, let's go just put Zombie Man on here, because actually I'm gonna go for Tatsumaki here. And basically I'm going to be doing a guide, right? So again, she has the same distance as everyone else, but the reason I'm using her is because she has a ranged kit, which I can use. And there's a couple more things about dodge that I want to talk about right now. So first one being is you have, of course, your immunity frames. So you may think it's just dodging out of an attack. I made this on a tip guide for another video, but it was basically that you're not dodging away from an attack. You're having an immunity, and this is how the game works. They're making you immune to attacks for the entire dodge animation. Basically you're invincible. So what this means is you don't have to dodge away from certain attacks. Again, you can dodge straight into them. Like, watch, like that. I can dodge right through his hand, and I won't get hit. This is very good, because that means you're not limited to moving away from the attacks, but you can also close distance to the enemy. And this can help you, for example, if you're a melee, you don't have to dodge away from his attacks, you can just go right into them, which is perfect. Now, longer lasting attacks, maybe like a laser beam from Vaccine Man or Turtle Monster with his vomit breath. If you dodge straight into the laser, your immunity frames will give up. Watch, if I time this dodge wrong, it'll give up, right? And I'll go out of the immunity frames kind of window, and then he'll just hit me, and I'll obviously get staggered like that. So that's something you have to be mindful of, is your timing and where you're dodging, depending on which boss, right? For example, a basic attack like this, his hitbox goes in, then it despawns, and then I can't get hit by his attack anymore. So again, very simple logic here and knowledge. You can just push in right through the boss, and it can totally help with your games, and maybe you can close distance, maybe get a couple more damage and hits, so that can help. Now, dodge is not necessarily only used for dodging. Of course, mobility. For example, here I'm running this way. Let's see, 1 2 3 4 5 6. I get here. Actually, I'm gonna reset. I'm gonna make this guy have no attack. I'm gonna use him as a waypoint, right? 1 2 3 4 5 6. Okay, we're here, right? That's 1 2 3 4 5 6. Exactly, 1 tile per second, right? If I dodge 1 2 3 4 5 6, I'm all the way over here spamming dodge, and that's way farther, right? So if you want to get around the map or close distance to a boss, again, not only if the boss is attacking or not, you can just dash right to the boss, and that can get you to the boss much faster than if you're floating right towards them, right? So there's that you can basically use as a tool for movement, right? You can just dodge around the map and it can help you. Now, the last thing I want to talk about for kind of dodge mobility is watching out for your red bar, right? I want to talk more about the red bar. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi. Yeah, so around 3 seconds that your red bar is there if you activate your dodge. Again, like I said, 4 dodges is going to consume it if you dodge fast enough, right? 1 2 3 doesn't dodge. 4, I can even not go into red if I use 4, but if I spam it like this, then I go into the red, right? So that's one thing, right? You actually replenish your dodge insanely fast here, as you can see. And you can just kind of do this, where right before your dodge maxes out, you can just dash like that, and that can make it so you can actually gauge your dashes really well. But of course, if you have to dodge more than once, you can just spam that. But then, like I said, right there, instead of capping out your dodge and letting it cap out, you can just keep using it, and it can help you. Now, there are a few things that dodges can help with for ranged characters too, not only melee characters to close the distance. Let's say I'm out of course, the ideal hit range, and I don't want to just spam attacks and slowly inch towards the enemy to get in there, right? Especially when he's taking knockback like Crablante is. I'm gonna dash inwards, and that's gonna easily close distance, right? Instead of like doing this, right, stopping your attack and then dashing in and then attacking again, you can just attack, right? Let's say here, attack, dodge, attack, boom. Much faster, much faster, right? And that can totally help you. Let's say you're too close, although I do have max piece of cake on her, so it should be fine. I just hit, right, attack, dodge, dash, and then boom. That there, Crablante gets hit, and I can get it to maximum distance, prime distance, whatever you must call it, really quickly. Now, quick thing is, this is me not putting any key inputs into my dodge, right? I click spacebar, that's what I do. I lock onto the boss, and I dash exactly 180 from the boss. So this dash is weird, and it's not used a lot because usually you're holding your directional keys when you're attacking, but here I can just dash backwards like that. See? And you can't do this with any of your other directional keys. You can only dash forward with them, right? So for example, if I'm holding A, I'll strafe left, right? I'll strafe left, and then I'll dash forward. And if I hold W, I'll strafe forward. If I hold A and D, I'll strafe diagonal, right? And if I hold S, of course, I'll strafe backwards. All with the same animation, all with the exact same thing. But the one difference between this dodge is you can click spacebar to dodge backwards. And not a lot of people are using this. And I can see why. It's kind of, I won't say it's useless, but you can kind of start facing the enemy, and I don't know if that'll change anything. I think it does. Look, wait, so there's actually a delay, right? But if I click spacebar, yeah, there's slightly less delay. So if you want to be more snappy, I guess you can just let go of your directional keys and dash backwards like that to attack your enemy, which can work, and it's really cool to know, because there's actually multiple dodge animations. It's not just dodging forward, you can actually dodge backwards, which is really cool. But again, it's more difficult to do because I usually keep my fingers on W, A, S, and D all times during the battle, so I don't really use this dodge much. But yep. Alright, so we're loading into a battle to kind of demonstrate how to do dodging. Of course, Pluton's one of the more harder bosses, but another tech I want to show you guys is obviously hitting. You can cancel your hit, see? I'm clicking, you can see I'm doing the hit animation, but I can actually dodge out of it to cancel. So this can be very effective if you want to get out of an enemy attack or some other sorts of things. And you also want to be aware that dodging will basically make it so that you will not be able to attack or use that move. It'll go into cooldown after you interrupt it. So you can actually interrupt moves while dodging. And this can help you with combos. Like if there's a certain amount of moves, like this right here, that'll get you a lot of damage. You can just spam dodge. Now here, I'm going to kind of showcase my dodging skills. Just give me a moment. I literally need time. Okay, here we go. And this guy, as you can see, he's like hitting me, right? And he's down slamming a little bit, where you basically can't actually, you have to dodge certain ways because he's using his fire on the ground. So I'll show you guys again how to actually dodge this time. Basically doing shit like I'm supposed to. Okay, I missed the dodge there. Of course, dodging comes with also mastery on the bosses. So you should be able to master bosses. This can easily be done just by trying. Basically, like, of course, fighting the boss repeatedly definitely helps. But also learning their moves, right? Knowing their patterns, what they do. Like right now, this guy's probably gonna go for a slam, right? I can tell just by how he's starting off. He's gonna go for tornadoes. So I'm gonna try to get out of the way. There, I dodge through tornado, get an accurate dodge, dodge again, an accurate dodge, and then I get, of course, that. Now he's gonna run to the side, down slam again, and then pitchfork stab. So yeah, like, if you know what the boss is gonna do before he does it, you can easily dodge the moves. So that's the thing. It's not even just being ready to dodge, but it's also just knowing. Like, I don't know, sixth sense, I guess. He's gonna jump in the middle. Yep. And this came from literally the hot battle, dude. Like, oh, I got juggled there a little bit. You can also escape some forms of combos and staggers using dodge. Like, if you get knocked down, you can just totally, like, watch. I'm gonna get knocked down on purpose here. Hold up, let me try. I can jump up, I can dodge to escape the combo. Or escape whatever it is. So I'm gonna hit again. I can dodge to basically avoid getting staggered for longer. I can cancel the stagger animation, which can make me recover more. I may have missed a couple points here and there, but I think I nailed most of the stuff on the mark. A lot of my teammates are dead, so it's just going to be me and the boss right now. And I'm just going to focus on dodging. If I can actually dodge right. Oh no, I'm on a timer. I'm going to die. Okay. We're going to pretend like that didn't happen. I'm going to obviously challenge him again. I'm actually going to lock in now. And I'll show you guys what dodging can actually do. As you can see, the only things were my attack, what's it called, animations, that made me take this damage. I couldn't cancel them for whatever reason. Okay, that was on me. And, okay, I did... Some of the dodges, it's kind of where you are at the moment. Like, I guess... Some of it's situation. That's some of them, like, undodgeable. And also, this guy's really frail. So I'll die easily if I don't dodge. He's gonna jump in the middle. Can I attack? Oh, he's canceling it. Can't. And also, if you're mid-move, you can cancel dodge, but I opted not to. Obviously, you don't have to no-hit but you can, I guess, to clear certain bosses. Like some of my teammates just died right here. That's because my bots don't dodge, and you can see how much they're suffering from the consequences of not dodging. I'll hoard my ult. I'll save it until he's out of composure break. Okay, here we go. Ultimate, and he's dead. Okay. Decent, and I did pretty well. Now, Atomic Samurai does benefit from dodging quite a bit, as you have to dodge for his kit, so it's mandatory. Oh, I just got a pretty decent card there. But yeah, you can see the damage is pretty decent. He's not, I don't main this guy at all, and he doesn't have a type advantage. But he outfragged all the other guys because they're all dead. So, you know, there's some bosses that you can really just beat just from staying alive. But that right there was an example of good dodging, I guess. I did take a lot of damage still, and you can see, like, my defense, it's decent, but my HP is not there. My defense is actually really high, and my HP. I don't know why, but this guy takes a lot of stagger. Now, there are a couple things I'd like to debrief before we end the video. One of them is basically a lot of enemies can get staggered more, or allies, sorry. The heroes can get staggered more, depending on which character you're playing, and they can get staggered easier. So Atomic Samurai gets staggered a lot, and that's bad because basically you need to rely on his dodge, and if you get hit once, your combo's over. Right? So, yeah, there's a couple things that I need to obviously talk about. Is if you get hit, there are characters that get punished way more. For example, Lily, she can get right back up. And sometimes she has super armor, which makes it so she can't get staggered. But there's characters like Stinger and there's Atomic Samurai and Fubuki that they're just, even though like my defense is not very good on this guy, but even my defense on this guy, he almost died, right? And that's just because he's just like, I don't know, frail. Kind of his whole character build is frail. Same with Stinger. This doesn't help that his defense is this low. Fubuki, same thing. Obviously, I have 0 defense in her build too, so she's gonna die anyways. But there are a couple characters here that can basically almost take more damage than other characters, aside from their stats. Now, also super armor can be your downfall. Like, if Lily doesn't get staggered, she'll just keep getting hit and hit and hit, and then she can die that way. But there we go. There you guys go. That's about everything I have to talk about, and let's head straight to the outro. That was basically my guide for dodging, and even though it's a very simple mechanic in the game that most games have, there's a lot of things you can break down with dodging, right? You have your immunity frames, you have your affixes that you can use while dodging, you can use your utility, how to use your dodges, and secret tech about dodges, like I just talked about with its backward dodge, and that kind of stuff, right? So even something really, really simple like that can be broken down, and you can learn much more from it. So there was my guide for dodging. It can help more advanced players, it can help, of course, more new players, and I hope that you guys really did enjoy this guide, and I wish I can make more videos just like this one in the future. But that's going to do it for today's video. I will see you guys in the next one. Take a look at my other videos, like, subscribe, whatever you must do, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out, everybody, and have a great day.